As parents, we want our kids to grow up being confident with money, but we're not always sure where to start. Celeste Yuzdepski, Associate Portfolio Manager at My Private Wealth of Raymond James, joins us to discuss. Celeste, why is it so important for kids to start learning about money early?
Well, Mike, it's important for our kids to learn about money so they can take that knowledge and they can use it in the real world. Once you graduate from high school and you move out on your own, the real world happens. You've got rent, car, bills, insurance, you've got food. There's also income tax to worry about. So how to and where do you file it? And quite honestly, what is income tax exactly? What are all these deductions coming off my paycheck? Money and budgeting can seem very overwhelming, but the more kids understand about money, the less intimidating it can be.
No doubt. Now, speaking of that real world, for a lot of kids, money is abstract. It's a card or something that comes out of a machine. How can parents help understand what money really represents?
Start by teaching their kids about money, the concept of a dollar and how far it goes. So if you go into a grocery store with your kids, let them know exactly how much food costs, and then take, for example, $100 and show them how much food can you get for that amount. Then break it down a step further and say, how long would it take you now to earn that same $100 for you to be able to spend it on food? Same would go for things like movies or shopping for new clothes. Everything costs money, but just showing your kids how much things are and how much you'd have to earn before you could buy those sorts of things will help them to learn the concept of money.
I like that. Now, how about saving, the other side of that? Where do you see parents getting stuck when they're trying to teach that concept?
Well, savings is hard to do, even for some adults, so it's important to teach kids that if they earn $100, not to spend it all in one day. Teach them save maybe some of it or all of it for future purchases. Maybe it's a new video game, a new hockey stick, or perhaps some expensive clothing item that they really want. Teach kids, about needs versus wants. Is it something they actually need, or is it something that maybe they just really, really want? Keep in mind, things that you might see as a want could be a need in the eyes of your child. So try keep an open mind and not judging what they might see as a need.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Are there other ways that parents can help their kids learn about earning and managing money?
Allowance is a great way for younger kids to earn some money and develop work habits. So, doing different chores, making their bed perhaps, keeping their rooms clean, walking the dog, these are just some examples. Of course, chores can range depending on the ages of kids, because older kids, they can do much larger chores like mowing the lawn, shoveling the driveway. Some factors, though, to consider when setting up an allowance is that younger kids, they have a less need for money. And also, what is this expenses the child is paying? Is it for toys, entertainment, or fuel for a vehicle? And lastly, make sure you put that allowance in a safe place, somewhere where it won't get lost. So maybe even a bank account.
I love that. Okay, well, some great takeaways for parents here or watching at home. Celeste Yuzdepski is an Associate Portfolio Manager with Raymond James Limited, member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund, and you can find her online at myprivatewealth.ca.